So قال المؤرخ رحمه الله والأفضل للذاكر من الإصرار والجهر بالذكر والقراءة الأصلح منهما لقبله. Which page are we on?
39.
Yeah, everyone got it? Everyone can look at a copy? Can you read? What did you share with the
out of remembering, reciting aloud or silently.
والأفضل للذاكر
Out of remembering and reciting aloud or silently, what is most useful for the invoker is that which is better for his heart.
Okay, so now the Sheikh's going through the different procedures and the different ways that a person can do dhikr. Ahmad, if you want, sit up there and Yusuf sit here so you can look at a copy of the book. Okay, so the best, the al-afdal, the most beneficial, the most favourable for the person making the dhikr, from the difference between israr, speaking and doing it in secret, and wal-jahar, doing it out loud, is, or even reciting. It says wal-qira'ati al-asl, or even reciting it, like looking in the book or whatever on the internet or whatever it is that you're looking at. Al-aslahu minhuma liqalbihi. So in essence, it's always like, in other words, the first best thing to try and do is say it so you can hear it, just to keep that concentration. Just to keep the concentration, because when you're saying it, instead of letting your mind wander off, generally it keeps itself in a certain point of consistency. But he says, the Shaykh rahimahullah nafana bihi wa bikum, says al-aslahu, the best thing to do out of all those different ways, is to do it secretly or doing it out loud or reading it, is whatever's best for that person's heart. In other words, whatever is best that gives a person the ability to focus on Allah, to be conscious of Allah Azza wa Jal, to have some sort of a communication in terms of a connection with Rabb al-Izzah Jalal Jalaluhu wal Ikram. وَالذِّكْرُ هُوَ الْوِرْدْ الدَّائِمْ الْمُسْتَمِرْ.
Remembrance is the continual, permanent wird.
Okay, so that's what he's talking, that the true remembrance is. And we said, what's a wird? What's the English word for it? Litany. Okay, and what's a litany? Coming there over and over and constantly. Okay, so that's what the true dhikr is. The true dhikr in that way is what a person does over and over again. And reality, not just over and over again in the saying of it, but in the positioning, in the sitting, in the place, at the time, in the state that a person's in, so that they can get elevated, inshallah, by doing it each time. فَاجْتَهِدْ أَنْ لَا يَزَالُ لِسَانِكَ رُطْبًا مِنْهُ فِي كُلِّ حَالٍ إِلَّا فِي وَقْتِ وُرْدٍ لَا يُمْكِنْ الْجَمْعُ بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ الذِّكْرِ كَالْقِرَاءَةِ وَالتَّفَكُّرِ.
So strive to keep your tongue moist with it in all circumstances, except that times where another word, for example recitation or reflection, is due, which cannot be done at the same time as dhikr. That's
pretty straightforward. So your dhikr is one of the things you do. And what's the whole point of all these things we're talking about? The recitation of Qur'an, the ilm al-nafi', all the different things we talked about.
Time management.
Okay? Time management. Why? Why are we managing our time? To be successful, meaning?
To use it properly.
Okay, meaning what? What's the ultimate goal? Don't waste, go Jannah. What does all that mean? Pleasing Allah. Okay? The whole point is Rid Allah Azza wa Jal. To get, inshaAllah subhanahu wa ta'ala, into a state where our whole lives are focused, bi'idhnillah Azza wa Jal, on Allah Azza wa Jal, in all things that we do during life, in all times that we spend in the life that we lead, that we're focusing that time and we're focusing ourselves on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and as we said, we're not wasting our time and doing other things that when ultimately get us further away from Allah Azza wa Jal and decrease our iman, decrease our yaqeen, decrease our connection or disconnect us from Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. So he said that dhikr you do, that foundational dhikr, if it's Ya Latif or whatever it might be, that foundational dhikr should be done in that particular way. And the only time that the tongue shouldn't be doing extra types of dhikr is if you're doing something where you can't do the dhikr. So if you're walking, you can do dhikr. If you're driving, you can do dhikr. If you're whatever waiting in line, you can do dhikr. If you're just kicking back, you can do dhikr. But the time you can't do it is if you're reciting Qur'an, if you're learning, if you're spending time for tafakkur, thinking about the greatness of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. ويكون في هذه العبادات وغيرها من القربات ذاكرا لله تعالى بالمعنى الأعم. ويكون في هذه العبادات.
These and other devotions are, however, included in the more general sense of remembrance.
So that's what we spoke about before. Remember that? When we first started speaking about dhikr, what did we say? That it has many forms. Is there an extra? Has anyone got a copy where there's an extra one we can give over there? Yeah, if you two sit together and just pass that one along. Okay, so the general meaning of dhikr, the extra meaning of dhikr meaning what? What's the general meaning of dhikr? Okay, but what's the general meaning of it? That's more specific. What comes under the guise of dhikr? Okay, that's specific. Okay. Dhikr is remembering Allah in the sense. But what's dhikr generally speaking? What kind of things are regarded as dhikr? وَأَقُومُ الذِّكْرِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِ وَنَحْنَ أَنزَلْنَا الذِّكْرَ. And what else? Praying. What else? Everything. All the deeds that we do, keeping your eyes under control, eating with your right hand, all these things are dhikr. All these things, the way you dress, the way you put on your shoes, take off your shoes, all these things in essence, that's the general meaning of dhikr. Didn't we say this the first time we spoke about, open this chapter? Yeah? No? Maybe? Wasn't here? Was here, my brain wasn't here? Could have been? Possibly? Sure, yes or no? Possibly. Why possibly?
Maybe my brain wasn't here.
So we talk about that or not? Don't remember. What other answers do we have? Of course we talked about that. The first thing we spoke about. Said that the general meaning of dhikr is any type of action that enables a person to do what Allah wants. نحن أنزلنا الذكر. We revealed the dhikr, which is what? The Qur'an. It's a type of dhikr. Okay? So that's what he's talking about, the general sense. ولا تقتصر على نوع واحد من الذكر بل ينبغي أن يكون لك من كل نوع ورد.
Do not confine yourself to only one kind of dhikr. You should rather have a wird of every variety.
Okay? So that's a clear thing, that there should be different types of awrad. The simplest of what we're doing is we're doing 129 of Ya Latif, morning and evening. Also, if you can do 100 times a day, that'll come along inshallah. You need to start one and be consistent with it. That way that we've been learning from our Imam rahimahullah, nafa'ana bihi wa bikum, that sitting in that correct spot, having the correct mindset, having the correct state of heart, facing the qibla, being in a place of quiet and a place of peace. Afwan, being in tahara, being in wudu. When you can do that and you do your latif, then you add on to it. When you can do that consistently, you add on to it. There's no point having all thousands and thousands of different words and you can't do them properly and you're not consistent with it. So that's the essence of it. Then salat ala nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, istighfar, and there's other different types depending on a person's state and what they're trying to achieve in their life and what stage they are in their life. So there's different things that a person should do, and changing those. The most one you can do is salat ala nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, unlimited. They say the person who doesn't have a shaykh, someone to guide them about, lifted the blocks between them and Allah, to assist them in doing that. If they do 1,000 salat ala nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, sallu ala rasulillah, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa Muhammad, then Allah, the Prophet of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam, he will be their shaykh and he will guide them to whatever they need to do. So, in terms of the general dhikr and the effect that the dhikr has on a person, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشْةً ضَنْكًا وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. Allah Azza wa Jalla says that the person who a'rad, they're not into it. The person who rejects in a way. The person is just like, man, dhikr, what you on about? It's just like So simple, man. What's it going to do? Sitting there and saying Bismillah, saying Alhamdulillah, saying Ya Latif, saying Astaghfirullah, saying Allah. Look at it. It's so... What for, man? I'm not into it. The asl of the verse, Man arada an dhikri, is the Qur'an, the deen. Okay? That's the asl. So it's for kuffar. In its essence, the mufassirin, the ones who interpret the Qur'an, the essence of it is say, whoever rejects the dhikr, the message basically sent, the remembrance of Allah, the knowing of Allah, فَإِنَّ لَهُ, that person has مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكَ. That person has a life of loss, a life of failure, a life of when what they're doing is all the only thing they're getting in life, when is haram. A life when subhanahu wa ta'ala of concern and thought only about the material things in life. They're not really interested, and not only about accumulation of material things in life, but because the funny thing is that a person who thinks about accumulation also thinks about the deficiency. So the person who's thinking, I want to get this car, and I want to buy this house, and I want to get this furniture, and I want to wear these types of clothes, I want these types of shoes, and I want to get this many houses, and I want to have shares, and they're also worried about the loss of those things. They're also worried about the loss of those things. So a person who a'rada, who rejects or isn't concerned with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will be concerned with that. They'll be concerned with, oh, I've got to do this. If I don't do this, if I don't pass this test at school, if I don't have these friends, if I don't wear these types of clothes, if I'm not popular and I'm not part of this type of group, then what's going to happen? That person's going to, be so concerned and so overwhelmed by those fears they have and those inadequacies that they have, that when that's i'rad. That's the they will reject Allah and they'll have the worst life. They'll be a failure. They'll never be content. They'll never be happy when Allah. And their life will be full of hardship and haram. They'll always be doing haram because they'll be doing anything to get what they want. Anything. They want a particular man, they want to marry him, they'll do anything. They'll talk, they'll say anything, they'll sell themselves short, they'll do anything. When they'll say, I'm going to do, the brother, he wants to become a scholar or whatever and study off in the desert somewhere. Yeah, she doesn't want to, but she'll say, that's what I want to do too. She'll go along with anything. In other words, she'll end up being in a state where she doesn't even know who she is, and she'll sell herself because she doesn't know Allah. She wants mata'. She wants something of the earth, of the material existence. Then Allah Azza wa Jalla says to them, وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. That person on the day of judgment will be blind. And Allah Azza wa Jalla says, and then later on He says, وَقَدْ كُنْتُ بَصِيرًا. The person later on, Allah Azza wa Jalla says that person on the day of judgment will be blind. In other words, they won't see the reality. They won't see the haqq. They won't see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because they didn't look for Allah in this life. They weren't after the metaphysical. They weren't after the spiritual. They weren't after nourishing and engrossing and amplifying and increasing their soul or their spirit. They were after the material, lowly, dunyawi things. The faniyat, the things that are temporary and temporal and they disappear. They weren't after the eternal subhanahu wa ta'ala. They weren't after the everlasting subhanahu wa ta'ala. They didn't understand the nur. They didn't see the light of Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. So on the day of judgment, they can't see Allah. And some of the ulama talk about that the worst thing in the world is not suffering hardship, because what can you do about it? But they say the harder than that is the missing out of benefit. So for example, simple example, Friday afternoon, all your friends get together on Thursday and they all go out to, I don't know where they go out to. What, Pizza Hut? Parramatta. They go to Parramatta, have a frozen yogurt in Parramatta, a $10 frozen yogurt in Parramatta, or it's more than that these days, isn't it? $15 frozen yogurt in Parramatta. And they're Facebooking and they're, trolling and Twittering and whatever else they're doing. And there you are. Later on, you don't see it straight away because you were busy, whatever you were doing. And then later on, in the middle of the night, after everyone's gone home, you see it. How do you feel? Huh?
They're your best mates.
Yeah, your best friends, your buds, your homeboys, whatever, your homegirls, your BFFs, your besties, whatever it is.
Bunch of dogs.
How do you feel? Don't tell me about them. Tell me how you feel.
Feel cut.
Cut, betrayed, left out, rejected. Yeah? Come on, bro. So you can share with us. It's okay. Don't worry,
I'm
bro.
always invited, so I've never forgotten.
Sometimes, somewhere, someone's been left out. So that's even a more worse sign that we're even scared to even think about it. That's a good example, that we're so scared of it happening that we don't even want to contemplate it happening. Okay, well, that's one side of things. And what happens? You can't handle it. But if you have a car accident, or you twist your ankle, you say, what can I do? قَدَّرَ اللَّهُ مَا شَاءَ فَعَلَ. True or not true? You drop your phone, it breaks. You get upset, but you get over it. But when someone cuts you like that, you don't want to be their friends anymore. That's it, bro. They're finished. That's it. I'm not hanging out with them no more. I'm going to defriend them. I'm going to block them. I'm going to do... True? Or not?
Not that bad.
Come on. And you might not say it to them, but that's what you feel inside. That's what you're feeling inside. You want to ring him up. It's too late, 12 o'clock at night. You so-and-so, you did this to me. So the feeling of loss of benefit is much worse than the feeling when something bad happens. Because the benefit is gone. You can never come back. And so, وَنَحْشُرُهُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. They don't see Allah. They don't get to bask in Allah's glory. But Allah doesn't just leave them like that. Later on, Allah lets them see again, and they see the punishment. وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ غِسْلِينَ وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ and Lam, and all these terrible places in Jahannam. وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ. So, Allah Azza wa Jalla, the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the reality of our existence. The general form that is about all things in life, and the specific form, which is the remembrance on the tongue and in the heart, a specific word, as we said before. So don't have the ma'ishatan danka. Don't be in a state where when a'udhu billah azza wa jal, you're busy with this and busy with that, and I've got to get there and I'm running late and I'm on time, and you forget the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if you do that, when a'udhu billah, you'll be bereft, you'll be blocked from that greatness subhanahu wa ta'ala, from that nur subhanahu wa ta'ala. You got a question?
So you already said before we have to be in the facing the qibla on wudu, about like on the train. There's the foundational dhikr that we spoke about, the awrad that are foundational that you should do every day. We said Ya Latif, 129 in the morning, 129 in the evening. Those ones should be done in that state. And the rest of the time, you should be constantly in the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they're two different things, two different situations. Okay? And then it says, وَعَلَيْكَ بِالْمَحَافَظَةِ عَلَى الْأَذْكَارِ وَالْأَدْعِيَةِ الْوَارِدَ فِي أَدْبَارِ الصَّلَوَاتِ.
Be careful to keep the textually transmitted invocations and prayers which follow the ritual prayers.
Okay, so here's another chance. One of the times Allah Azza wa Jalla talks about Adbar as-salat, after the prayer. What happens when you pray? The angels come. What happens when you pray? It's an appointed time with Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He looks towards His servants at this time, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So at that time, after, when you see the people, even some of the ulama, they say that a person, as soon as their prayer is finished, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam, they get up, that's a sign their prayer is not accepted. Because the essence of prayer is that we're being elevated. Allah is elevating our status spiritually and even physically. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is changing our being bi'idhnillah azza wa jal, because we're in His presence when we pray subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So when we come down, it's like when the plane lands. You're not allowed to get up straight away because you've been in a different state. You've been in the air. The plane lands, everyone gets shaken, and the seatbelt sign's still on, and everyone's going crazy. But you're not allowed to get up, not until the plane comes all the way in, because you got to get your bearings again. People, their feet swell, they get dizzy. All different things happen to different people when they're in the plane. It's a silly example. So what about when a person, their state changes completely and they're with Allah Azza wa Jal? When they come down, Assalamu alaikum, say, hey, I'm back. That's what Assalamu alaikum means. How you going? Assalamu alaikum. I've gone to the salam, Allah Azza wa Jal, and I'm bringing you the salam to all those people on my right. Firstly the Imam, then all those people sitting there, and the jinns and the malaika. And then on the left, Assalamu alaikum. Now I'm back to earth, back to everybody else.
They don't need a time to come off that. When you exercise, you warm up and you warm down. Everyone, you need downtime. So no difference with that. The downtime is the awrad after the salat. Allahumma a'inna ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatika wa ita'atika. All the different ones that are there. So that's the time when you should definitely. 33 subhanallah, 33 alhamdulillah, 34 Allahu Akbar, followed by la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah al-ali al-azim. Everyone in this room, after they do their prayers, they should read Qul huwa Allahu ahad 3 times and do the nafat. Qul a'udhu rabbil falaq 3 times. Qul a'udhu rabbil nas. Because we're in a time at the end of times when the shayateen are stronger than they've ever been. When people, they don't believe in shaitan anymore, so he does what he wants. They don't believe in the jinns anymore, so they do whatever they want. They don't believe in black magic anymore, so the magic's strong. They don't believe in, what do they call them? Sprites. Not that sprite that you drink, a sprite, the demons. What do they call them? Unicorns, leprechauns.
Right.
That's right, sprites.
Evil spirit, not sprite the drink. Evil spirits, they don't believe, so the evil spirits are strong. And people, the iman in Allah is weak. It's like they say in the movies, if you believe in fairies, they come true, whatever it is, elves or unicorns, what are they got? Not unicorns, what are they called? Leprechauns. Okay? If you believe, they'll be there. It's no real different to that. If you believe in Allah, Allah's going to be strong. If you believe in the malaika and the arwah as-salihin and the Muslim jinns, they're the ones that help you. They're the ones that wake you up in the morning when weird things happen. It's the Muslim jinns. Don't think it's not. They come and they wake you, or they tap something and they make a noise. Get up, pray for Fajr. And sometimes you wake up before your alarm. Or the arwah as-salihin, Allah says it. When they die, they're allowed to roam around the earth. Roam in between the 1st and 7th heaven.
What?
Don't get dumbfounded. This is the reality. That's the reality. Just because you never heard it before or never thought about it before, that's the reality of our existence. And in this time when the Dajjal, we're on the doorstep of the opening of the door, when a'udhu billah, if we're not protecting ourselves from that after each salat, if we're not doing that, it's going to happen to us. What you think? It's just like, what do you think the shayateen of the human? I reckon, wallahu alam, the shayateen, they sit back and they're looking at the human shayateen, the human people, and they're going, wow, how did they think of that, man? Man, these people are bad. The devils are looking at the humans and saying, man, we got nothing on these people. We can't do anything. Man, they're worse to each other than we are to them. And they've taken a vow. They've taken a bay'ah. They've taken a pledge of allegiance with the shaitan, the head shaitan, Iblis, to corrupt us, to take us to Jahannam. And we're worse to each other than that. I reckon they're freak. That's my own opinion. Allahu alim. They're freak. They go, man, take note what this person's doing. We'll do it somewhere else. The corruption that's on there. So if you're not protecting yourself with Qul Allahu ahad, Qul a'udhu rabbil falaq, Qul a'udhu rabbin nas, what's going to happen to you? If you know Ayatul Kursi, you should read it after every prayer. And then he talks about وَعِنْدَ الصَّبَاحِ وَالْمَسَاءِ. That's the special times. Sabah, Masa, morning. Then you want to wake up and like you're pumped for the day, your eyes are awake, your heart's awake, your mind's working. And in the evening, get ready for the short thing, because that's when they're stronger, in the evening. Get ready. Get ready for the evil that hides in human beings and hides in jinns and devils and sprites and trolls and all that stuff. It's all real. Wrestling's not real, but that stuff's all real. You know, TV's not real, but that stuff's all real. What's on your phone isn't real, but that stuff's all real. It's all real. That stuff goes on without even us knowing. We don't have to think about it. I'm just saying it because at the top, what do you think the Dajjal is going to come and he's just going to go like, I'm the Dajjal. He's going to use the secrets and magic and jinns and shayateen. He's got an army. Zombies, vampires, werewolves, they're all jinn. All these things. Better sleep tonight, otherwise... Okay? If you read it, you're untouchable. If you read it, you're untouchable. Untouchable. No magic, no ain. And don't forget the hasad. Go back. A person whose heart, ma'ishatan danka, their heart is not with Allah. They're covetous. the 70, they want everything. What? Man, those shoes here, I know they're a bit funky, but they look better on me than him. And their eyes, what? Eyebrows like that, man, I'm going to fix my eyebrow. You know, whatever the case is. Whatever the case is. That's why everyone's starting to look like each other. Everyone's cloned out. Same shoes, same jeans, same shirt, same hairstyles. And if you're not the same, sorry, man, you just can't play in this. You know, you can't cut it. You don't cut it. So don't think that it's just some, you know, some hack. You know, that it's all. This is the reality. This is the reality, and it's getting closer every single day. Every single day, the door, when the Dajjal is going to come out, the biggest fitna, every Nabi, every single prophet warned their people about the Dajjal, even they weren't going to. The only prophet that's going to be in his time is Sayyidina Rasulullah, alayhi salatu wasalam, but every single prophet warned their people, and we're kicking back, we're too busy. What's it called? Funky Furry with chocolate fruit. What's the game?
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. All right. Candy Crush. Woo.
Make another one.
Whatever.
Copyright day. Copyright.
Whatever. Anyway, before it was Angry Birds, the guy sits there now. I get updates. So and so's got a new high score. Whoa, man, big deal. Like I really care. Like I really care. You know. Like is that the reality of our lives? That's all. Whatever the game is, I'll see him. They're 50, 67 old men everywhere. I'll see him everywhere now. Now I know he's told me the ins and outs. I'll see him. What's this, man? And there was the other game. It doesn't even make sense. They're not even looking. They're all talking and they're playing the game. I don't even know what it is. Things falling and maybe it's the free. Is that what it is? Oh my God! Is that it? Unbelievable. How can you? At least a game should be challenging. You should have to at least pay attention to it. You know. No, it is. Allah said, isn't it? So that's not the reality. It's not the reality. The reality is these things. When the Dajjal is going to shoot the arrow into the sky, it's going to come down with blood. You're going to say, this guy. He's not going to say I'm a Dajjal. He's going to say I'm a legend. What do you mean? I'm a champ. I'm a good bloke. I'm a top bloke. Don't worry, come with me. I'll give you what you want. What do you want? You want your parents? Yeah, don't worry, I got it, you know. Your parents, they're dead. It's okay. I've got heaps of tricks, you know. I'm close to God. That's what he's going to say. That's what he's going to say. He's not going to come and say, I'm a devil, I'm going to take you to Jahannam. He's not going to say that. He's going to say, yeah, look, I'm close to God. What do you mean? And then he's going to say, I'm a prophet. And he's going to say, I'm God. People are going to say, yeah, we know you are. Look, bring our parents back from the dead, and the jinns are going to come looking like the parents. That's the trick. But the believer straight away knows. He sees the kaf and the fa and the ra. Kufr. Sees it straight away. Sees it straight away. But if you're not prepared, if your heart's not strong, when the music comes, you'll be dancing away with the Dajjal. And you say, I know it's the Dajjal. I know. That's what everyone says these days. I know. We know everything. I know. Well, I've heard it 100 times. But off they go. Plays his music and he comes with the drums. What is he playing? Music. Music. The music. Then you hear the songs, listen to the music, I want more music. What are they telling you about? They don't remember Allah. That's just boring. Remember the music, more music. It's all there, clear to be seen. Mahak, all I want is the music, slave to the music, whatever else there is, they're saying. All right? And if you're not ready for it, even though you know it's the Dajjal, you're going to go along. Because there's party, it's fun, there's women, there's men, there's nakedness, there's lewdness. It's easy, you don't have to do anything, just follow me and you'll be right. And people who are believers are going to go there. Even when people run to Mecca and run to Medina, because they know he's the Dajjal, and he comes and sits out Mecca and Medina, sits there. He sits there. He can't get it. Well, they come out. They say, all right, we know he's the Dajjal, but so what? It's party time. Let's have some fun. Don't worry about this dhikr and this. So if you're not ready, that's what's going to happen. Don't worry if you're a believer. Don't worry if you know all the hadith. Don't worry if I know it. I know, bro. I know. Everyone knows, but knowing is not enough if you're not doing. If you're not doing, there's no point. وَالنَّوْمِ وَالْيَقَظَةِ.
Before going to sleep and on waking.
Don't you want protection when you're asleep? Don't you want to be in ibadah? Freebie. You read the last two ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah, Aman al-Rasul, and it's like you've been praying all night long. That's pretty easy, or not? You wake up, read the dua. Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana ba'da matana. You read a couple. You protect it all day long. وإلى غير ذلك من الأوقات والأحوال المتعاقبة.
And at all other specified times and recurrent occasions.
Okay? When you go out into the bathroom, out of the bathroom, showering, eating especially. Look, eating is a big one. We're like these crazed, ravageous, savage beasts when it comes to food. We think we're not, but we are. And we're just, food, man, food, where's the food? Quick, we sit down, we're ripping into the food, there's no Bismillah. Even the kids these days, when you sit with the kids, you say Bismillah, they're like, yeah, I said it in my heart. Liars. No, they didn't. They didn't say it in their hearts. Because that's the sunnah in their household. Everyone's just munching. When's the food ready? Oh, everyone's going off. Food. It's like we never had food. But because we got so much of it, it's not about haja. It's not about dealing with our health. It's about shahwa. It's tied with our desire. Food. It's got to be this. Man, I'm not eating this. What's this, man? Too black and too brown and too salty and not salty enough and overcooked and undercooked and I don't like it and I want this and I want that. And the mothers, no worries, Habibi. No worries, Habibi. What, hamburger. It's, let's make him something else. Especially the boys. Let's make him something else. Why? What is he? Is he the lord of the manor? No, he's not. He's just a kid. He's a punk kid as well, not just he's complaining about the ni'mah of Allah. And what does the mum do? No worries, she ruins the kid. No worries, Habibi. It's easy. You don't like it? Yeah, aren't you a man? Don't you consider yourself a man? You want to be treated like... Make something yourself. What? Boil an egg? What? I don't know how to boil an egg. I don't even know how to cook 2-minute noodles. Macca's drive-through, poisonous. So, if at the time of food, there's food, I did to food. Food, you sit down before the food comes. Food, if your mum's preparing it, help her. It's all right. It's not haram to carry a plate from the kitchen to the table or wherever it is. It's not haram. You won't go to Jahannam for doing it. I promise you. You know? It's not haram afterwards to take your plate, and it's not haram to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It's not haram to say to your mum, nice food, ma, thank you very much. Jazakallah khairan. It's not haram to do that. It's not haram to encourage you, where'd you get the recipe for this? They haven't seen that movie, what's it called? The Aussie one, they want to take the guy's got a house near the airport, and then they want to take his house away, and he goes to the High Court and he wins the castle. The castle?
Yeah.
No, you don't watch Aussie movies.
That's old, but
is it? Anyway, it's an old movie, and I don't know I can't remember if the wife's cooking is good or not. But every day you ask me, love, what kind of food is this? How good is it? Oh, it's excellent. Where'd you make it? How'd you think of it? And she gets happy. Sure. No, we can and get up and walk away. Get up and walk away. No Bismillah, no intention of Ya Allah, I want to eat this, Ya Rab, so that you can make me strong on your ibadah. Ya Allah, alhamdulillah, this food is halal, and you said eat from what's halal, and I'm doing that. No thinking during it that alhamdulillah, I'm not going to eat over my fill, because we've got so much problems with obesity and everyone's trying to get fit. And everyone's trying to stay away from, trans fats and carbohydrates and all these other things. No. And at the end, we're not saying, alhamdulillah, Allah, you gave it to me because you're great, Ya Rab. You gave it to me because you're al-Fadil. You're the one who gives the favors. You're al-Raziq. No, I got it, man. We're working. My dad has to get it for me because I'm in his house. I'm studying. I'm whatever. Where's the minnah? Where's the minnah of Allah? Allah doesn't owe you anything. So those basic things, if when we're doing these things we're remembering Allah Azza wa Jal, then our state changes. The nur of Allah is focused on us. Our heart becomes mutanawwir, it becomes enlightened. We understand the meaning of life, inshaAllah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And look, that's what we're talking about, wasn't it? Time management. This whole thing is time management. Putting your shoes on becomes ibadah. Putting your socks on, taking your clothes off, putting your clothes on, brushing your teeth. All this is ibadah, sunnah of the Prophet. Looking in the mirror. We've spent a lot of time doing that these days. Looking in the mirror, if you say the dua, Allahumma hassin khuluki, kama hassanta khalqi. Allah, make my akhlaq, my character, my demeanor excellent
as He made my appearance excellent. See, rewards. Bang, the angels just, you're going to kill the angel on the right, hopefully. His hands are going to drop off from writing all the good deeds. And then when you see something you don't like, astaghfirullah. Beautiful. That means that woman with the fake breasts, fake nose, fake cheeks, fake lips. Did I say lips yet? Fake lips, fake bum, fake everything. They see her, extra fake all the way around. When you see it, say astaghfirullah, you look away. Look away and say astaghfirullah. Your state gets elevated. That's a dhikr. You should be doing that. When you see a car that you covet, astaghfirullah, Allahumma la aisha illa aisha al-akhirah. Ya Allah, there is no real life except the life akhirah. It's in your book, inshaAllah. You're not going to lose. فما سنها رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم لأمته إلا لتكون سببا لهم إلى الفوز بالخير والنجاة من الشر الواقعين في ذلك الوقت والحال.
The Messenger of God وسلم, made them sunnahs only so that his nation would find in them the means for obtaining the goodness and escaping the evil which occur at these times and occasions.
Please recite that again.
The Messenger of God وسلم,
loud voice,
made them sunnahs only so that his nation would find in them the means for obtaining the goodness and escaping the evil which occur at these times and occasions.
Does that need explanation? You understand that? Do you or not? You get it? I think just in English, man, it's what the Shaykh's saying is, what the Imam is saying, nafana bihi wa bikum. He's saying that there's a reason these things are done at these times. It's not just hack because Allah Azza wa wants to burden us. So it's for our own benefit. We're the ones who are benefiting from it. We're the ones who our body stays stronger. When we say Bismillah, you know what happens if you don't say Bismillah? The shaitan comes, your own shaitan al-qareen, starts eating. And the shaitan gets stronger. Bigger tries, bigger buys, bigger traps, bigger delts, bigger pecs. And then you're thinking, oh man, I'm eating all this food and I'm not bulking up. I'm not getting any bigger. Or the other side, sister's eating and the flab is coming and cellulite's coming. You just think, oh, I'm eating well because the shaitan's eating your food with you. The shaitan is eating your food. The shaitan, your qareen, bi'sal qareen. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, the worst thing is your qareen. Getting stronger on your back. On your hard-earned cash buying whatever it is. Flapjacks, don't have that here, do they? Pancakes or whatever it is. Okay, whatever it is, you're buying these things and you're eating them, and what's happening? The shaitan's getting stronger on your hard-earned cash, on your hard-earned money, Dougies and whatever else it is that you're eating. It's getting stronger, Thai food and whatever it is. So the Prophet said it for you. So you get stronger and your shaitan gets weaker. Even if you forget to say it at the beginning, the hadith says that if you say it later on, Bismillah wa akhiru, what happens? Exactly. He's hammered, giving it to the shaitan. Instead of picking human beings for our enemies, pick the shaitan as your enemy. He's an avowed enemy, clear enemy. He said it, the Prophet Allah, for you. Those of God are for you, to protect you, to keep you strong, to keep you dedicated, to keep you conscious of Allah Azza wa Jal, to keep you free from the bad things in this world. Sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. فمن أهلهما ثم بعد ذلك ناله مكروهه أو حيل بينه وبين محبوبه فلا يلومن إلا نفسه.
The one who, having neglected them, suffers something he dislikes and is separated from his beloved, should blame only himself.
Go back to what we were saying before, that when your buddies and your friends and your pals and BFFs and besties and whatever else call you, or they don't call you and they go out and they have a good time and you see it on Facebook or whatever, Twitter or whatever it is, and you get upset, you get cut. That's what he's saying. Because if you get cut, if you get slapped, if Allah slaps you a massive slap, if you miss out on the good things and you could have gone to the high levels of Jannah and you went to the lower levels of Jannah, they say the difference is that one guy's in Jannah, he's loving himself, loving life, he's loving it, he's so great. And he smells this breeze, he smells this beautiful perfume. And he calls the angel, he goes, what's that smell? He goes, oh, that's the person in the Jannah one level above you. That person just turned over, and the smell from that person's body is what you're smelling. That's one level in Jannah. That could be one subhanallah, one astaghfirullah, one la ilaha illallah, one alhamdulillah, one Allahumma salli wa sallim ala rasulillah. One. So he's saying if you miss out on the benefits, everyone's going out and having a good time and enjoying themselves, halal wise of course. Nothing haram going on there. And you miss out and you cut, that's what he's saying. If you're going to miss out, and that goes and comes, that goes and comes. But in the hereafter, which level you're on, that's it, Habibi. You're staying on that level. That's it. When Yahya comes, Sayyidina Yahya, and he slaughters that big ram, that's it. It's all over. The level you've got is the level you stay at. And for eternity. So who wouldn't want the high levels? Who wouldn't want Firdaus al-A'la? Who wouldn't want to be the neighbour of the Prophet of Allah alayhi salatu wassalam? Who wouldn't want to be the bird that flies around? Who wouldn't want to live in the arsh of the Rahman, of Allah, like the Shuhadat do, like the martyrs do? It's not up to me. It's not up to the Prophet of Allah ﷺ. He's done it already. And every Monday and Thursday and every moment of every single second and every moment of every day, He's on your side. He's sending you spiritual support, ﷺ. And as we said, all the good jinns and all the good spirits are out there, and the angels and the help of Allah, the madad of Allah Azza wa Jal, the spirits out there helping you. And what are we looking at? Biba. And who's she? This Rihanna, she came now, and Ricky Martin, he came now, and big deal, there's a big story, and all the semi-finals, it's all right, those things are okay. But what is our tawajjuh? What are we focusing on? What's our heart connected to? What's our spirit relying upon? And what are we using to hold fast to the rope of Allah Azza wa Jal, to hold fast to our Creator, to hold fast from our own demise and our own disasters and our own destruction? And if it's not the dhikr of Allah, ma'ishatan danka. So, don't forget, we didn't do it last week, but this week, inshallah, everyone's going to focus on that special time that they've dedicated for themselves, one in the morning, one in the evening, and the special place, special dress, smelling nice, if there's incense burning, with wudu, facing, with tawajjuh, doing that dhikr. 129 ya latif, or whatever other word you have in the morning, 120 time in the evening, 129 in the evening, and report back. What did you feel? And if you're being consistent on 129, then you can go to the next level. But until then, or if you had it wired from somewhere else, from another sheikh, stick to whatever it is you've got. Do it in that way. And the rest of the time, focus your heart, focus your tongue on remembering Allah Azza wa Jalla in all things you do. When you go in the elevator and then you leave, Subhanallah, sakhkhar lana hada wa ma kunna lahu mukrinin. When you go down the stairs, Subhanallah. When you go up the stairs, Allahu Akbar for each step. Don't let these things go. Bismillah when you turn your car on. Bismillah when you put it in gear. Bismillah when you put the seatbelt on. You read the dua.
Subhanallah going down, Allahu Akbar going up.
Subhanallah down, Allahu Akbar going up. Alright? These are the things that will differentiate you from everybody else. These are the things that Allah will remember you by. These are the things say, oh, there's Fulan. The angels say, Ya Rab, there's Fulan. There's so-and-so. Look, that person's always remembering you. And guess what happens? If you're doing that, wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.